house for 2 days. The witch, and I'll use that term loosely, the one who came to the door that day is named Natrix. We learned from Beer Can that Natrix is the major domo for the Swordfire Coven. It was they who had sent us the totem of harrowing darkness. Only apparently they meant to send us the totem of murdering darkness. But the paperwork got screwed up. Apparently because they have some new clerk or something. So anyway, they ended up not killing us. Natrix was sent to ascertain if we were dead. And when she saw we weren't, she cast every spell she knew to try to break my level 7 Hestan. But she failed. She then told us that we better watch our backs if we left the house. That even the goddess Basset could not protect us if we stepped outside. And well, we haven't stepped outside since. Well, because we're scared. Beer Can and Agnes are staying with us. Still no word from Lord Priest Tremont. We haven't heard from him, and we haven't been able to contact him. Another thing we haven't been able to do is to figure out why the Swordfire Coven hates us. This goes against the Wiccan read of ye harm none, do what ye will. Wicca is above all a religion of peace and tolerance. Though, if I had to guess why they hate us, I would assume it's very likely Calliope and Luna slept with one of their boyfriends. Okay, Calliope and Luna swear they have not slept with any of the boyfriends of the women of the Swordfire Coven. Although now it turns out we may have to worry about the women of the Coven of the Enlightened Tree Moss.
Okay, let's begin. Madam Vice Coventress?
Thank you, Madam Coventress. Attention, please. This meeting of the Coven of the Horizon Moonchildren is now in session. Madam Keeper of the Records, would you please commence with the taking of...
Luna, if you value your life, you will not complete that sentence.
Fine. Then would you please commence with the reading of the minutes of the last meeting?
Very well. The previous meeting of the Coven of the Horizon Moonchildren was convened yesterday at 6:17 p.m. It was day 11 of our imprisonment in our own house. At 6:25 p.m., Madam Coventress called for a vote on whether we should attempt to leave the house despite the threat of the Swordfire Coven. The vote was unanimous to stay inside. At 6:32 p.m., the fact we had run out of food was brought up. At 6:33 p.m., a vote was held, and it was determined to send Troy out to get some burgers and fries. At 7:07 p.m., Troy returned. Would you like to report on his recovery?
Thank you, Madam Keeper of the Records. I've kept quartz obsidian crystals on his chest since he returned, invoking a healing spell utilizing the sage smudge stick. He no longer thinks he's Mickey Rooney, but I can't get the drooling to stop. Madam Keeper of the Records, please continue.
At 7:55 p.m., it was determined that we were still hungry. A vote was taken, and it was decided to send Travis out to get some food. This time, Madam Coventress and Madam Vice Coventress wanted tacos. Agnes felt like having a salad, while Beer Can and I were still fine with burgers and fries. At 8:15 p.m., Travis left. We never heard from him again. At 8:45 p.m., the meeting was adjourned.
I would like to open up this meeting to new business. I would like to start by saying how extremely pissed I am that the Swordfire Coven has taken their jealousy to this level. I mean, just because we're super cute doesn't mean...
This has nothing to do with us being super cute, you twit.
Okay, ladies. I've managed to prepare us a meal.
Oh, great, you've saved us.
What is it?
Grass stew. Learned how to make it back in Nam when my unit was pinned down near Deep Fang. We were trapped for 16 days. Had to survive off the land when our rations were gone. You've no idea what men will resort to when they've been stuck on the same piece of land for 16 days. When they can't even step 10 yards away to take a piss. Elsewise they get their manhood shot off. I've seen things.
What's in it?
Grass seed and grasshoppers. The grasshoppers add protein. Eat up. We're gonna need our strength.
Extra grasshoppers, please. Madam Vice Coventress, I think I may have found a solution to our problem. I humbly request a call for new business.
Oh, Madam Coventress.
No objection. Proceed.
I think I found an obscure item in Aldrich, which may be our salvation.
Guys, I think she's right. It's a recipe for creating a peace spell.
If we cast this spell correctly, it will apparently deflect all hostile energies directed toward us by a fallen coven.
What's a fallen covenant anyway?
Beer can, you want to take that? If I answer it, I'll end up violating Bylaw 17, Section 25, Paragraph D.
The fallen coven is one who has purposely gone against the Wiccan Reed. They have rejected Wiccan principle and begun practicing what is known as the craft against others. I don't want to tell you what happened to the keeper of the records of my coven during the Coven Wars, ladies. When he fell victim to a spell cast by a fallen coven. I've seen things.
Listen to this. Call upon this spell if thee are meant harm by those who have erased the reed from their hearts. Then it gives a list of everything we need. Luna, you're good at blending things. Why don't you get started with this list of candle powders? Agnes and I will start working on an incantation, and Calliope and Beer can...
Excuse me. I'm the Coventress. Shouldn't I be giving the orders?
Calliope, we have grass stew to eat. Start giving orders. Good job, everyone.
But how will we know if it worked? Beer can?
Someone will have to venture outdoors. Naturally.
But who?
Nescos. Call for a vote.
Please commence with a reading of the minutes of our last meeting.
Very well. The previous meeting of the Coven of the Horizon Moonchildren was called to order at 11:25 a.m. The issue of our imprisonment was discussed briefly. At 11:42 a.m., Coven member Agnes discovered a peace spell from Eldrick. After some discussion, it was decided to attempt casting the peace spell. The spell was eventually cast at 1:17 p.m. after much preparation. Once the spell was cast, it was determined to test if it was effective. At 1:28 p.m., a vote was taken, and it was determined to send Troy out to once again try to bring us some food. At 1:35 p.m., Troy left. At 2:17 p.m., Troy returned. Would you like to report on his progress?
Thank you, Madam Keeper of the Records. Well, I'm using pink quartz as the health-conducing crystal this time. He no longer thinks he's Liza Minnelli, but I can't get the drilling to stop. If anything, it's gotten a lot worse.